All right, everyone. Hi. So we're going to be working on go to bed or perk it or mat or whatever you want to call it today. So what I'm going to need is, you can't really see it. Misha, come on. I need my dog and I need my mat. So I wanted to kind of make it so you guys could see a little bit better what was going on specifically with the mat. So that's why I have you guys kind of angled this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the mat up until I'm ready to work it. So you want to make sure it's not left laying down on the ground. What we're going to be doing today is a technique called shaping, as well as capturing. So capturing is when our dog offers a behavior and I'm able to reinforce it. So for example, if my dog sits and I just mark and reward them for sitting, I'm more likely to get that sit in the future. And then I'm going to be shaping because I'm going to be teaching my dog through approximations. So not that I'm going to expect them to go and lay down on the bed right away. I'm going to reward them for things like looking at the mat, moving towards the mat, something very small. Misha has done go to bed before, but he's never done it this particular way. So he might have a bit of an advantage over your dogs, and that's okay. Again, we can work this, with dogs that have done it before, haven't done it before. So I'm going to start off, I've got my bed. As soon as I put this down, if he moves towards it in any way, shape, or form, I'm going to mark and reward. He's laying down comfortably right now, so we'll see if he does that. He might move towards it. He might not. I don't know, because we're not cueing it. Again, a big thing with capturing is I'm not asking for the behavior first. And what I want to do is I want to teach my dogs that this is a great place to be. I can even bring in Henry and I'll show you with him what it looks like with him. He's a great example because he loves the bed. As soon as I put something down, it doesn't even have to be a mat, a towel. If I'm setting up a table, I put a table down and he goes and he tries to lay on it because he thinks that that's a great place to be. And it might not seem like that's a really useful thing, but if you think about it, right? If my dog thinks the blanket is fantastic and I have a blanket down in my kitchen, they're much more likely to be doing that than something like, say, counter surfing. Or if somebody is coming in my front door, right? Or at this point, because nobody's allowed in anyone's front door, if somebody's making a delivery and somebody rings the doorbell, right? And I need to go pick it up. If my dog thinks that being at the mat by the front door is the best thing in the world, they're more likely to be doing that than some other problem behaviors. So again, I'm going to place it down. The second, yes, he looked towards it, his head moved towards it, yes, good boy. I mark and reward. So if you notice, the second he got a reinforcement, he sat because I think he was picking up on the fact that I'm on a bed, I'm supposed to sit, and then he laid down. And that's great. Your dog does not have to do that at this point. All we're looking for and all we're expecting from them is for them to move towards it or look towards it. And so once I'm done, I'm going to take a treat, put it by his nose, and toss the treat away. So what I'm getting is this reoccurring movement where the dog, after they eat the treat, they're turning back to me. And as they do that and they move, I'm going to mark that behavior, capture it like we were talking about before, and then reward on the bed. So for this exercise, a key portion of it is making sure that 99% of my treats are rewarded on the bed. That is key. If I'm rewarding away from the bed, then besides that one treat to set them up, but if I'm rewarding from my hands, my dog is going to learn that that's the place they want to be. That's where they want to follow because that's where the food is, right? So if I were to come into your room, again, if it was legal, right? I come into your kitchen and I say, this is a piece of chocolate cake. This chocolate cake is for you. Let's pretend I actually have chocolate cake, right? I say, this is for you. And then I walk out of the room, right? If you like chocolate cake and you want that cake, chances are you're going to follow me. Now, what if I were to tell you that the only way you could have earned the chocolate cake was by staying in the kitchen? And I didn't say that. And then as soon as you leave the room to follow me, I get upset. And I'm like, well, now you can't have the chocolate cake. You're going to be probably pretty angry. I know I would be. Because now you just got cheated out of chocolate cake because somebody didn't say something to you, right? If I, take the same situation, right? If I were to walk in and I were to say, this is a piece of chocolate cake, it's for you, and I put it on your kitchen counter and then I leave, you're going to be less tempted to follow, right? You're going to be like, you might be like, wait, but why am I getting oh, whatever. And then you're gonna eat it, right? And now you've earned the cake because you stayed in the room. So that's why I wanna make sure I'm rewarding on the bed. So I do that 2 or 3 times, and then I take the treat, toss again, go. You missed it. As he comes back around, yes, I toss the treats and reward on the bed. Yes, good boy. Again, 2 or 3 treats in the beginning. Good. Not saying anything, not even releasing him from this exercise. After I do that a few times, I can actually pick up the bed and place it down in different locations. So I place it down, he moves towards it. I'm gonna wait if he does anything. Nope. So if he doesn't get it, I'm gonna pick up the bed. I'm gonna remove the possible reinforcement by removing the bed. Come on, let's go. Pick it up, put it down. Yes, good job. So you can see that time, he kind of figured out that I go towards the bed and I get a reward. Good boy. Toss. Then I can try that again. Ready? What's this? What's that? Yes, good boy. Good job. So I'm going to very slowly raise my criteria from you need to move towards the bed to you need to put at least 1 or 2 paws on the bed. Ready? Yes, good boy. So we got 2 paws on the bed, so I mark and reward. Yes, good job. So again, they don't have to sit, they don't have to lay down. If our dog offers us either of those positions, they're going to earn more treats because of it though. Ready? What's this? Go. It's like if I tell my kid, you know, you can use the car this weekend if you get a C on your test, right? If my kid is having really hard problems and then they get an A, I'm not going to be upset. Ready? Yes, good job. Very nice. So we got 2 paws. They were the same side, but that's okay. Good boy. Very nice. Good job. And I'm going to use my treats to kind of coax him into the position that I want. So I'm just going to practice this a lot and make sure I'm very slowly adjusting my criteria and raising it from 2 paws to 3 paws to 4 paws. And then after I'm there, then I can start to wait for an SIT and then a down. Ready? Go. Ready? So I want him super excited about the bed. So you can see, yes, good job. Very nice. As soon as the bed is going down, he's like, where's it going? Where's it going? That's the response that I'm looking for. Good boy. Toss. Pick it up. Represent. Wait for, I'd like a little more. So I'd like 3 paws at this point. That's why I'm waiting for that 3rd paw. So I'd like for him to get up and move onto the bed a bit more. Because right now, oh, that was close. Because right now, right, he's thinking that a down is what's going to earn him that reward. I don't want him to think that it's a down. And your dog might think that in the beginning. All I'm going to do is I'm going to wait it out, right? So if he's really not understanding, come on, let's go. I get him up, remove the bed, and try again. Ready? And yes. Now we got 3 paws, he earns the treat. Good boy, good job. So after I get to a point where the dog is consistently going to the bed, that's when I'm going to go, point, and then I wait for my SIT, right? Once I get that SIT, then I mark and reward. Again, he's laying down, he doesn't have to. Good boy, very nice. Okay, this is where I can start to add my release word as well as keeping the bed down on the ground again. Oh, good boy, good job. So one thing with this technique is I want you to make sure that every time your dog goes back to the bed, you're reinforcing that. Because I want them to learn that the bed is a great place to be. Again, it doesn't matter if I've cued the dog or not. Up until this point, he's only gotten 1 cue for actually going to the bed. Okay. Ready? Go. Yes, good boy. So notice I'm marking when he sits. I'm not waiting until he lays down all the way because I don't need the down. All I'm looking for is that SIT. Once I get a ton of repetitions where the dog is consistently sitting, then 5 in a row, then I can start to wait for the down. Okay. Go. Notice I'm holding my hand there, just waiting. Yes, good boy. Good job. Even if it takes him a second, he gets sidetracked, that's okay. Okay. Toss the treat, just like I did before. Go. I always want that momentum of I move away from the mat, and then I go back and then get a cookie. Good boy. Good job. Good. That's also why I don't want to start with them in a sit. And notice I'm not moving much. The only thing that I can do is, okay, if my dog needs me to, I can move away, and now I'm off screen, so I apologize, but I move away with them and then move back, go, and point, because sometimes they need a little bit more than just their momentum. They need my momentum as well. But other than that, I'm just standing in one particular spot. I'm not worried about adding distance and sending my dog from 10 feet away. All I'm worried about is getting them going and laying on the bed when I ask them to. Or in the beginning, not even when I ask, just going and laying down on the mat. Once they're doing that really consistently, then I can start to add my cue, go. Okay. And then finally, once my dog is consistently laying down, ready, go. All right, so now I'm going to delay, wait for the down. Yes, good boy. Good job. Okay. Once they're doing that consistently, then I can add my go to bed. Yes, good job. Very nice. Good boy. Keep rewarding on the mat. Good job. Okay. Toss. Practice that a bunch, and then we can work on making it harder. But that's really the basics. So I want you guys practicing, each step at least for 10-15 minutes. Again, not in a row, but 2 or 3 training sessions. Don't move too quickly. You can always go back to that beginning where I bring the mat out, you lay down, I bring the mat out, you lay down, you get a cookie. Because again, that's something that I want my dog to want to do, because if my dog is making the choice to go and lay down on the mat, they're not making a choice like jumping up on people when they come in the house. Again, as soon as we can have people come in our house. Jumping up on the kitchen counters, right, nipping at our feet. It's something that we can do that's going to give them another option that works for them as well as for us. This is something I'd recommend in the kitchen, right? If you have a kitchen mat, or like I don't know what they're called, like a rug, an area rug, right? You can use that as your mat. So the dog goes, and then you can just reward the dog. Drop a few treats on the area rug for them. So this way they're doing that and they're hanging out while you're cooking dinner and while you're making things. It doesn't have to be the same mat moving with you every single time. You can practice with one towel, right? It can be a jacket, it can be anything. And then when there's another, a rug in the house that you need your dog to go to, send them to that. But just make sure that the dog thinks it's a great place to be. It's the best place to be. Because as you can see, right, we've, again, done a lot of work with him with going to the bed, even if we haven't done this technique. So that's where he wants to go. That's where he wants to stay. And that's what you're going to get. So thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon.